Alrighty, we're ready to go for Moose Milk Podcast Episode 3. Just gonna wait for Matt to join us. Oh man, we got a humdinger of an episode tonight. I can't wait to talk about this one. It's gonna be good. We're just gonna wait for some people to join here. Matt, I hope you guys all watch this because we definitely will be giving spoilers. So don't get mad if you hear some things you don't want to hear. There's Maddie. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Just got finished watching, what's it called? Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, such a good movie, dude.
So fucking funny. I forgot how
One
funny
of
it
my
was.
absolute favorite movies ever. Like, probably my like top 3 comedy movies.
Yeah, honestly, it's so good. Like, I was just fucking laughing my ass off. There's a lot of
it's so good.
Dick in that movie.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's probably that Step Brothers, that, and Billy Madison or something like that like are my top 3.
I agree. I'm gonna just turn my Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, no worries.
But, like, I can't even do a live stream with it. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I have fiber internet, so it's pretty good. But
yeah, I apparently do too. So
right on.
Right on.
So, dude.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a weird episode. I mean, it's a great episode. So did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought you would. Thought you might.
I'm so stoked that like stuff is happening now, and we can actually like talk about like actual things that we know now.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like it still is frustrating because it's like we're another episode in, but like we still we haven't gotten any farther in the in the story, really. Like, we understand it now, but like the story hasn't progressed at any point. Like this episode.
I mean,
right?
really, Wanda and Vision weren't even in the episode.
Barely, yeah.
Like, outside of them actually, like the previous snippets they showed, like there's no new footage really of them at all.
Yeah.
A complete like side story.
Yeah, it was cool though. It was not, honestly, I was waiting for this, so like I needed a break from the.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, like my buddy, like, so Stranded, he was saying, he's like, I kind of missed the sitcom element of it, and I was just like, not me. Happy to go without it.
I think that next week we'll be back to the sitcom aspect.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
Like,
I think that's a good idea, though. You go 3 episodes in with the sitcom-y kind of theme, and then you take a break, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this was needed to explain everything, maybe especially for people that maybe don't follow it as deeply as like me and you do.
Yep.
Like, if you were just popping in as a Disney Plus person that, you know, I love Disney stuff, I'm watching Disney stuff, and then you see this and you go, I'll give this a shot, you literally have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's true.
So they needed to have an episode to explain, like, hey, this is what's happening. These are, you know, I mean, still it'd be confusing, I think, if you weren't a huge Marvel guy, but
yeah. It's like funny because even so, obviously we're gonna talk spoilers because we kind of have to at this point. But like, we were watching at the beginning, and it was like, it's a good example. Like, my wife has seen most of the movies, like, but I don't think she really gives a shit about any of them. But like, you know, like when at the beginning when everyone was getting like blipped back in from the snap, I had to like, once that scene's passed and we moved to the next scene, I had to say to her, like, did you understand what that just was? And she's like, no. So she didn't get it, right? So it's like, I don't know if like casual viewers would understand that part, but it's not really that relevant to the story. It just kind of explains why she's out of time, and really, like, if you didn't.
It's set the timeline. Okay, we know exactly where they are. You know, like in time, like this is obviously happening right after Endgame, pretty much.
Yeah.
And whatever, like that week or a week after or whatever. So, I mean, I think it was needed just to explain, like, okay, this is the characters you thought they were. This is the stuff that you have been theorizing for the last 3 weeks of, who's behind this all? Is it Wanda? Is it some outsider? Is this all Sword? Is this, what is Sword exactly? Like, all that stuff basically was answered.
Yeah.
So now we can move forward as, like, I mean, obviously there could be another villain behind the whole thing, but
there's no way they just gave away the big twist in episode 4.
Sure.
Like, something else is coming. I don't know. Like, makes me question if she is doing it fully alone, or like if, like, there's.
I think just spoilers, hardcore spoilers. Like we're full. I think she's gonna be the villain of Phase 4.
I really hope so. That would be great.
Like
they're setting it up. Like, it does seem like they're setting it up, right? Like, her ending is going to be tragic, right? Like, it's not.
Well, you could just tell from when at the very end of the episode when she saw Vision as he was destroyed with the gem.
That was a great scene. Great scene.
And you could see, like, her getting dark. Like, you could see her in her eyes when she threw.
Geraldine.
Yeah. Like, you could tell she was, like, dark, man. Like, she was trying to fight against her darkness, but she was getting dark.
Yep, it's true. She was. It was good. It was awesome. It was cool to see, that's for sure.
No, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. Is, like, I wanted to see Wanda using her powers. I wanted to know what was happening. Like, all the little side stuff that we were hypothesizing of, what does this mean? What does that mean? Like, the bee suit guy, and, the helicopter being in the bush, and all that stuff, like, it all got answered. So, like,
not
now
everything, but there is still some outstanding stuff that's, like, weird that, like, they didn't really explain yet. But yes, you're right. Like, as a whole, I would say, like, it basically took the last 3 episodes and was like, okay, so this is what's going on.
Right, exactly. And it was perfect. Like, I loved it. I think it's the best episode of the series so far, for sure.
Oh, easily. It totally turned me. It actually gives me more appreciation for the last 3 episodes, because it's like, now I see, right? And it's like, I love the idea that it's a TV show to the people in the MCU too. Like, I like that they're like, oh, it's like a 50s sitcom.
Right. So, like, we should definitely talk about the fact that all the guest stars that were in the episode, because we got back, obviously, Darcy from Thor.
Yep.
And then we got Wu from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
And he was the FBI agent that was, like, Lang's, like, what do you call it?
House arrest guy or whatever.
His supervisor or whatever for house arrest.
Yeah.
So, and then Darcy from Thor, who's, like, the scientist. Now we find out she's a doctor.
Yep.
And, it was great. Like, it was awesome. Yeah. It was cool to see them back. Like, I would never have expected those side characters to be the side characters that supposed to come back, but it made perfect sense too.
Totally.
Like, Darcy being the one to figure it all out, I'm like, well, that makes sense, because in Thor 2, she was the one that was kind of, like, setting up all the stuff and figuring it out, and
Yeah, it didn't seem out of character for her, especially at this point we've seen her kind of play that similar role, maybe not as the key person, but, like, as the side person, like, twice or 3 times now, right? So, like, so it kind of makes sense now that you see it this time. You're like, oh, okay, I buy that.
So I hope, like, they stay part of the show, or at least, like, part of the universe. Like, I hope this wasn't, like, a one and done for both of them, because I think cool characters.
Me too. I see. That's the thing. I think this kind of goes back to, like, what we've been saying the last couple of weeks that I kind of mentioned that, like, I feel like it's going to start being a lot of that, where it's like, there's going to just be so many characters in this universe that, like, they're just going to start, like, they're going to start replacing random one-off background characters with, like, these kind of characters, giving them, like, little side missions and small little things to do within the movies and the shows, right?
Yeah, no, totally. But it just sets up the universe even more, right? Like, all these characters.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they're all there. They're all a part of the world, and just because you haven't seen them in, whatever. When was Thor 2? Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, forever ago.
7 years ago, whatever it is. Like, we know these characters still exist, and they're existing in this world, and they're changing as people. And, like, she became a doctor. That's cool.
Yep.
So yeah, like, I like the fact that that's happening, and they were, like, comedic relief most of the episode, but
That's great.
It was
That's what
perfect.
that's what they were in
Yeah,
their
in
previous
both.
roles too.
Yeah,
So I like when Wu walks up and he's like, and he like has his card like pop up.
yeah, yeah. He's learning the card tricks.
I love it. That's so funny. It's a nice little throwback to Ant-Man.
Yeah, no, it was perfect, and like, yeah, I like the fact that the world was existing within the world. Like those cops that they met at the beginning there, they were like didn't understand what was happening at all. They didn't get it, and like even like the doctors and stuff. Like when Rambo there's like, oh, where's my mom? And they're like, she died. Like you disappeared, whatever. Like they didn't seem to really understand the blip in general. Like it seemed like it was kind of like a mystery to them still. Like maybe it's not like public knowledge or something that like exactly what happened with Thanos and everything, but I don't know.
I was under the impression that it was, but
well, the doctor kind of seemed like to play it off like she didn't really understand what happened or where they went.
Well, I mean, I think at that point no one had come back yet, so they probably didn't realize that anyone. She was probably more confused the fact that she's standing next to someone that,
Sure.
you know. I mean, I guess it's a good point though, because it's not like she'd be like, maybe she ran off. Like she was sitting in the hospital, she was right there, and then all of a sudden she wasn't anymore.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Like it. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of cool too. It's like not everybody's necessarily privy to every detail of what's going on in the world, but they all have their own lives and assumptions and like whatever. And I don't know, just it's world building. I like it.
Me too. I'm you know that I'm a huge world builder. Like I'm all about put it in the universe. I love it. It doesn't all have to be gravy. It just it's adds to the lore and it adds to that shared universe that I love so much. So
yeah, it's what DC doesn't do good. Is what
I agree.
And the MCU is doing wonderfully.
Yeah. And they always do slow burn. As you can see now, we've got two characters, one of which we haven't seen in like 10 years, like you said, right? So it's like, it's cool.
So like the beast suit guy, like we find out that he's like our radiation suit because they think there's radiation coming off of this dome type world that Juan has made, and then as he transitions into that world, it turns into a bee suit, and then you see like his rope. Yeah, his rope skipping rope.
That's sweet.
And, like so, I like the fact that like things they put into this world are like that generation's version of whatever it would be, basically.
That's like the drone too, right? When she puts the drone in, and then when it went into the thing, it turned into one of those like cool old school looking kind of helicopter toys.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And then I did notice too that when they're putting all the people on the board of like who they were within Sword, like they had that whiteboard or whatever.
Yes, there was some stuff written on the side. I didn't catch all of it.
Well, there's stuff written on the side, but they also left out like that Dottie character from episode 2 wasn't listed. They didn't mention her at all. So I'm like, maybe that person isn't like a Sword person and they don't know who she is, and like she
maybe
or something.
Was Catherine Hahn's character on there? I don't remember her being on there either.
I don't know. I don't. I'd have to rewatch it again, but
yeah,
I think there was a couple people that weren't.
I tried to catch what I could, but yeah, there's always so many little things.
And my theory from last week was written on the board of Skrulls? Question mark.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I saw is Vision alive? Question mark.
Yeah. There was a lot of. It was really quick, and they didn't like hold on the image of it too long, so it was hard to read everything. But
the ones on the bottom are the easy ones to read, which was the Vision one, and I can't remember what the other one was. But they're the ones I could see from every angle.
I saw Skrulls on it, and
Skrulls would be cool.
Vision thing, but so I don't know. It's definitely fascinating.
It's just exciting to me that Skrulls is an option at this point. Like I like that. Yeah. Like to me, there's excitement in that alone.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the exciting part is we're building towards something, and this is just the beginning of the next phase. And you know, it's going to set up the next movie. It's going to set up the next 3 movies, whatever. Like if they're doing all this dimensional multiverse stuff, like this is the beginning of it.
Do you think they're going to play that hand in Thor? Because did you hear that Matt Damon is back for Thor 4?
Yeah, Thor 4, but Love and Thunder.
Like I'm wondering what they're like. imagine he was like a Thor from another dimension or another timeline or something. And
Well, I mean, he was in Ragnarok, right? So
yeah. But I'm saying he
but
was an actor in that one.
yeah,
Like, what good would he be to this, right?
I don't
Maybe
know.
just
I
a
mean,
cameo or something.
it could just be comic relief or anything.
Maybe that would be fun.
I mean, yeah, I mean, all the casting that they've done, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's getting to a point where like we're starting to get tidbits of information after a year of. Like,
well, I think they all just arrived for quarantine in Australia, so I think like everybody got there last week. I think so. They have one more week.
Yeah,
they start.
I wrote down in the news items that Thor had started filming. Like, it was like last week. I don't know, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. I know everybody's like there now. Like all the actors are there now. So
yeah, he posted pictures on Instagram or Twitter of him and Chris Hemsworth together and stuff like that. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely starting to go. I mean, I still think Black Widow's getting delayed, but we'll see.
I think they'll drop it on Disney Plus.
I don't know, dude. I've got a bad feeling.
You know, it's hard because I think it's hard for them to and I don't know if they expect it, but like it's going to be a different world moving forward. Like gone are going to be the days of these like multi-million-dollar box office. Like it's not going to be possible anymore because they're not going to be able to fill these theaters full. I think even when COVID is like a couple years down the road, I think it's going to take a while before people feel comfortable to like be crammed into spaces again.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I talked about this with somebody at work the other day, and he's like, well, the States, like, nothing's closed really in the States. No. And all the movie theaters are open and everything like that. So he's like, if Black Widow comes out, people are going to go see it. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But is it going to recoup $200 million? Like,
it's not going. There's not enough people, I don't think.
Right. And that's what it comes down to is like, if these movies are going to cost $200-300 million, that's a huge bargain to put out there for these. I mean, Disney, Disney has billions upon billions of dollars, but if they're all of a sudden losing $100 million a movie, it's going to be a problem.
Yep. They're going to need to figure out another way to recoup some of that, right? So,
and I'm fine with movies coming to Disney Plus. Like,
me too.
There's a lot of times where I'm busy. I work midnights. I don't want to go to a theater, whatever. There's a lot of times where opening night of theaters super obnoxious because there's people sitting in front of you on their phones and talking the whole movie or whatever. Like, I'm comfortable sitting in my living room and watching a movie
and doing it there.
So, if they want to put Black Widow out on Disney Plus for $20-30, I'll pay it.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, in a heartbeat I would. But see, the thing is like I'm one of those people who like I would still, given the chance, I would still go to a theater to see every Marvel movie. But the thing is like I'm the kind of person who like I go with like my main friend, and then I go again like a couple days later with like a different group of friends, and then I might go like a week later with either Kate or with like another friend. So it's like I end up seeing the same movie in the theaters like 3 times or 4 times a lot of the times. So this would be a cool way to get away from that, right? Because it's like, I could go and see it when it's safe to do so, but like I wouldn't have to miss it. So the first night I could see it, I could like see it at home or whatever, right?
I mean, until I'm vaccinated, I'm not going to a theater.
Me
and I can't see that happening until the end of the year. So I'm definitely not going to see anything in theaters probably this year.
Yeah.
Unless all of a sudden, we get really on the ball with all this vaccination stuff, then all right, sure. But
yeah. I don't think I'm eligible until July or something like that.
I've heard July. Between July and September. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's different for you guys, but like I know for us out here, it's their rollout plan. I think for like our age group is like July or like August or something. I can't remember.
I know. I heard Ontario wants everybody vaccinated by September, but
that'd be good.
I mean, who knows, right? But
yeah.
I mean, September. Okay, well that skips Black Widow. That skips Quanti. I think that's it probably, but. I don't know. All these movies are already getting pushed to like October, November.
I know. I already saw that. I saw that big list of movies, and I already see them all getting shifted. It's like it's not good.
No, it's a bad sign.
But it's not surprising either, though.
No, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, I don't know if I wrote down any other little tidbits here, but
For this
the
week's
ending
episode?
when the ending when she was when they're like it's all Wanda. It's like they clearly know that Wanda's the one doing this, or at least they suspect that Wanda's the one doing this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what made me kind of think like they're setting up for Wanda to be dark.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. I mean, like I said, I would love that because to
So
me,
do I think
there's
it's awesome.
nothing more intriguing than an enemy who knows you like intimately, who like knows you well, right? Like, imagine the Avengers having to face somebody from within, like especially someone as powerful as Wanda is.
But
and
I
she
don't
could turn them against each other so easily too, right? Like with her powers and stuff.
Oh, sure. But I mean, the fact that there's not an Avenger movie this phase makes me think that she's just going to be like the bad person of this phase, and it's not going to be what we think it is. It's like the group of Avengers having to fight her.
Maybe.
I think she's going to manipulate her way into these other movies. Like I wrote it down, but like I think in Doctor Strange, she's going to be manipulating Doctor Strange into doing like what he needs to do, and so that's why they're going through the dimensions. Is he thinks that she's still good, but she's actually got evil intentions.
Oh, that would be great.
And my hypothesis is this is how we get Quicksilver back: is they take Fox's Quicksilver in that dimension and bring it to ours.
That'd be cool. I would prefer him over Aaron
So would I.
Johnson, but it would be weird if like that all of a sudden was her brother and she's like, whatever, I guess.
Right. So like I wrote this as a news article, but so apparently Patrick Stewart had an interview with Kevin Feige sometime in the last like weeks.
Oh shit.
And, I don't know how long ago, but it was like recent. And he's not coming back. Patrick Stewart said he's not interested in returning for the character or anything like that. But from what the article said, was that he was asked if he would come back and play Xavier again. And so that leads me to believe, and the timelines make sense, that it was for Doctor Strange. They wanted him back for so my assumption is because Spider-Man 3 is going to bring all the Spideyverse into one movie, I think that Doctor Strange is going to bring all the other Fox properties into the same universe.
I could totally see that.
So I think they're going to go to a multiverse where all the Fox things exist.
Yeah, and I could see that because then it opens it up if they ever wanted to go back and do something with it. Like,
not just that.
That series does have its fan base.
Oh, it froze for a second. But not just that, but then we saw that rumor going around last week that Chris Evans was rumored to be coming back. What happens if Chris Evans isn't actually playing Captain America, but he's doing the Fantastic Four bit that he did in the original Fox movies?
How great.
He could be back as like what was he was Human Torch, right?
Yeah, he was Human Torch.
Right. So he could be back as Human Torch in that, like in the Doctor Strange movie as like part of the multiverse thing.
How amazing would that be?
That's what I'm thinking. And then like, okay, so Patrick Stewart doesn't want to come back. That's fine. What about James McAvoy as his Xavier?
Yep.
And they just go that way.
To it being Professor. So in the comic books, Doctor Strange is in a group called the Illuminati with Professor Xavier and Submariner and Black Panther and like a bunch of like powerful people that like make decisions for like the Marvel universe and
right.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any connection. Like, I wonder if the reason why they want Professor Xavier, because I mean, I think at this point probably the most notable face from those Fox X-Men movies is Jackman. I would think.
Oh, for sure.
Like I think.
But then we also got the tidbit. I don't know if you saw this, that Ryan Reynolds on what is it called? The Bell Mental Health Day thing that they did yesterday. He posted on I think Instagram or Twitter that to get tweets and replies and everything like that to bring mental health awareness back and whatever, that he said Deadpool 3 was originally going to be a buddy travel movie between him and Logan. And then when Disney bought Fox, that idea was scrapped, but that was the original plan for Deadpool 3. It was going to be like a buddy road trip movie between Deadpool and Logan.
Could you fucking imagine how funny that would be?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Imagine he gets like a sling ring and can like jump through portals and stuff like that. And
That's
it's like
awesome.
him and Wolverine.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like,
I would pay so much money to see Jackman and Ryan Reynolds as Wolverine and Deadpool together in a whole movie. That would be the best thing ever.
but this is what I mean. Is like, hey, so Hugh Jackman said he's done with Wolverine and everything like that. But what if it's just like a guest cameo? He doesn't have to commit to a long-term movie deal or anything like that. But they just go into that universe and he's there as Wolverine with Deadpool or whatever else in this next Fox movie. And it's just expanding the universe as like these characters exist. Yep. We're not pretending these movies don't exist. And then, you know, whoever wants to come back and play any of these characters, we take them from their universe, we bring them into ours, and the people that don't want to come back and play, we recast and do something else with.
Yep.
You know? And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, it's all my ideas, and I mean, it's just off of little news stories, but just in my head, that sounds cool.
Just the fact that all of this is happening is cool on its own right? Again, it's that whole piece of building that universe out, and it's just like the possibilities are endless, and it's like, you know, we're gonna get to the point where one day you're just watching a Deadpool movie, and all of a sudden he looks over and Hugh Jackman's standing next to him as Wolverine, and it's gonna be totally normal and okay, and no one's gonna question it at all because it's just
totally.
Oh yeah, that's just Logan from that timeline. It's not like a big deal.
No, exactly. And like, I mean, we still don't know what we still haven't seen an Eternals trailer. We don't even know what that movie looks like.
So Eternals, yeah.
And then the rumor is that the Shang-Chi trailer is going to drop during the Super Bowl, which is February 7th, not this Sunday, the following Sunday. So like, we still haven't seen anything from that movie.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything at all from them. Like, not even a image or anything, have we?
I don't think so either.
Cool. I know that they had like the Sizzler picture, like the real, like the logo and shit, but that's
that's so cool. Like, we're gonna get a lot of stuff in the next like probably a month. Like, I assume we'll get that Shang-Chi trailer. I don't know if it will have a release date, just in case they want to push it or whatever. But I think it's supposed to come out in June. And then we get Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier, whatever, in March. And like, I think if they have to push Black Widow, they're just gonna move up Loki from like a summer show to like May show.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder if there's something that happens in Black Widow that stops them from moving forward. Like, especially because it takes place like in the past, like it's not present. So like there must be some kind of reveal in there that changes something. It just seems weird that a prequel would hold everything up.
Well, I mean, is it a full prequel though? That's the thing. Like, maybe part of it's a prequel and part of it's a sequel.
A sequel,
you know what I mean?
Civil War.
Well, whatever. Maybe you know, they figure out a way that it's going to be present day somehow, or I don't know. Like, there's a lot of side characters in that movie that could be part of the universe going forward. Like,
and we're now dealing with the multiverse, so I mean, they could just Black Widow and.
Well, I mean, that's inevitable, I assume, but I don't know. I really think that there must be something that's holding it back, but does it matter at this point? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see that show tying directly into like Loki.
Yeah. I'm excited for Loki. I think Loki's going to be a lot of fun. I fucking love Tom Hiddleston as Loki is the best.
Perfect for it.
Yeah, he's so great.
And I mean, clearly they've tried it. Well, I mean, they've killed him like 2 or 3 different times now, and they keep bringing him back. So they know what they have with him. Like, they know they can't get rid of him.
Yep, he needs to be around for a long time. Well, it's cool because he's really been around since Phase 1, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and a lot of these older actors, like, I mean, aren't going to want to play their characters anymore. Like, we've already obviously lost 2 of the main 5, but I mean, I can't see like Hulk being around forever. Like, they're doing the She-Hulk show. I think that's probably going to replace Hulk at some point.
Yep. Did you actually hear anything about the She-Hulk? Did you hear that like Abomination's coming back? Tim Roth is back to play Abomination, and apparently him and Hulk are going to have like a rematch or something. That's what I heard.
Well, that and they casted She-Hulk Tatiana Maslany,
Yeah,
who's from
that's a great pick.
oh,
Black Mirror. No, Black Mirror.
no,
No, Black Mirror. No,
uh,
Orphan Black.
Orphan Black. And that show's awesome.
Yeah, we watched it. We didn't watch it all the way through. We stopped somewhere.
No,
I can't remember.
It got worse as it went, but those like first 2 or 3 seasons were awesome.
I think I stayed in it for 2 or 3 seasons, and Kate maybe stayed a little bit longer, and then she was like, "I'm out."
Yeah, but like, regardless of the like quality of the show, like her herself,
yeah, she was great. It's especially impressive to see her play 5 different characters who interact with each other.
Yeah, yeah. She's somebody that I was amazed, like, during that show. I'm like, I don't know how she's not winning, like, every award and being cast in, like, big budget movies and everything like that.
I was surprised that I didn't know her from anything else because she was so good, and I was surprised that I didn't know
I think that was, like, her first starring role, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But, yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, he's being an asshole.
You being an asshole? That's all right.
He wants to play.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So what else? Is there any other news that came up this week? I was up to date with my news this week. I kind of fell behind.
It's all good. The only other thing I wrote down is Black Widow is apparently 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
They revealed that, so yeah, I'm excited. It's a normal average Marvel movie length, I think, but
that'd be nice to just get like a real Marvel movie again. Like, not that
it's been so long.
The long format is weird. Like, it's just because I'm not used to it for them, right? So it's like doesn't really feel like a Marvel movie.
No. It's been forever, but I mean, I watched Ragnarok, I watched Captain Marvel, and then I watched Winter Soldier, and
it's a great one.
There's they're just so good. I'm just like, man, I miss these movies so much.
I should watch Thor Ragnarok. It's been a bit. It's been a minute.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's definitely like in my top 3.
Thor Ragnarok's my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
It made its way there. It even beats Guardians for me now.
Really? See, like,
close.
Guardians and Winter Soldier are probably like my top 2.
Yeah, I'd say Winter Soldier is probably up there for me too. I think we talked about this the first week. I like Civil War a lot too, but like I really like Winter Soldier. I like the first Avengers a lot. Like, there's still something about that movie that just like really fucking did it.
I think in hindsight now, like, the first Avengers movie was what it needed to be at that time, but it's a little bit slow at parts.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Compared to now, you mean? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Compared
when
to
you watch
Game, I would say it's definitely slower moving.
Yeah, it's very slow, but
yeah.
I mean, it was what it needed to be for that time, right?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I think all the movies were different in that time. It was all, like I said before, it was all very grounded in those first.
Well, and they didn't know what they had yet.
Yep, yeah, it was not done evolving. It still isn't, but obviously, look at WandaVision. It's like the weirdest fucking show.
It's so weird, but it's so good.
So I'm still wondering why Herb was cutting through the cement blocks in that one episode.
But see, that's what I mean is like, I can't remember exactly which characters they knew who they were and which were sword agents and so on and so forth.
He was accounted for.
He was?
I saw him. Yeah, he was. So was Norm. That's Vision's boss at work. And then who else was? The Mr. and Mrs. Hart there. Yeah. The main boss of the office. Yeah. Those guys were there. And then who else was there? The guy with the mustache whose wife comes in and says, "Do these pants make me look fat or does this dress?" And then the lights go out. Yeah. That guy was there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just being controlled by Wanda. Like, I think Wanda just took over this small town, and it just happened that some of these people were there, and I don't know. I think it could be very dark. Like, it could be to a point where like she's controlling all these people, and that's what's like kind of messed up about it. And like she knows what's happening, she knows what reality is, and anytime anybody interjects reality into her world, she gets pissed off because she doesn't want to remember.
I kind of wonder if that scene with Vision with the stone ripped out of his head, all whited out,
Yeah.
as like some foreshadowing of like what's to come with, like, because if this reality doesn't end up existing, then like Wanda's not only going to lose Vision, but she's going to lose her kids too now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so it's like this has the like opportunity to end in like such a tragedy, like for her, right?
Well, totally, and I think that could make her go evil.
Push her over the
like,
edge.
If Sword comes in and ruins that reality, and all of a sudden Sword has taken away kids, Sword has taken away Vision, Sword has taken away her happy little reality, and then she's gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna kill everybody within Sword. Like, I'm gonna just go crazy."
Yeah, that'll be.
That's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm. That could be really good.
It could be really good. We've seen. I mean, like, she had that look in her eye, like when she was fighting
she
Thanos.
looked evil. She looked evil when she was
right. Like in Endgame, when she's fighting Thanos in that scene, and she's using all her magic and shit.
Yep. You could see
that's
her
what
power
she looked like she was ready to go. Right? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I loved it. I cannot wait for next week. I wish this was.
I'm actually excited for next week, man.
I hate waiting a week.
I don't love it. I do love it, but I don't love it. Like, I love it when it's, because that's the thing, is in this circumstance, I still do think it would make more sense all at once, I do think. But generally speaking, I actually like waiting, because it just gives me the week to like let it fester and like really enjoy it and like really.
Well, it allows us to do this, right?
Yeah.
If they dropped all 9 episodes, we wouldn't be able to talk about it like this. We'd have to kind of talk about the series
because you wouldn't be able to. You would polish it off in a day, and it would take me like a week.
I would have finished it the first day.
Yeah, I know you would have. That's standard practice.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not that type of person where, like, if I like a show,
you power through.
I'm watching it. Like, I'm rewatching Dexter now because I finished Buffy, and like, I mean, Dexter's so hit and miss with its seasons and everything else. But
Kate watched that one for a little while too, and she kind of got out of it.
Yeah, well,
it gets pretty weird like a couple of seasons in, doesn't it? Doesn't it take like a really weird twist or something?
Well, season 4 is like the last good season, and then it just falls off a cliff quality wise. Like, it gets super weird. It's not good after season 4. Like, I would say it should have ended in season 4, but they're bringing it back, right? Like, they signed on for another season, so
I heard that.
Yeah. So, I wanted to rewatch it just so I get excited for the next season, but. Yeah, it's all over the place quality-wise. It's a very weird show.
Yeah, I never really got into it. So
it's cool. I mean, I'm super into true crime and stuff like that, right? So
Dexter's right up my alley. Yeah, it's not really my forte so much. Yeah. I watched tonight. There was the last Starting Line live stream or whatever. They basically played. Man, those guys. I can't imagine. Like, I know you're not really a big Starting Line fan, but like, I can't imagine not being a band and then learning 4 albums worth of songs for an event.
Yeah, sure.
Like they said, like they're kind of like recapping it. So like the first one, they played the last full length album that they put out in full, and then the one after that, they played the second full length album in full, and then tonight they played like 80% of the first full length. And then like 2 songs off of like 2 of the EPs, all of the new EP, and then 2 songs off of their like super weird artsy acoustic album that I've never ever heard them play live ever. Like, and I've seen them 5 times.
Yeah.
So it's like I've never seen them even try to tackle any of those songs, and they played 2 off of it tonight, and I was like, what? It was fucking delightful. It was so fucking good.
Are they like back together?
No,
like, are they?
No, they're not. Nope. They just did it to do it. And,
They're bored then.
Well, they play 2 Christmas shows every year and have since they broke up. So they play 2 hometown shows in Philly. Usually it's right after Christmas, like December 28th or something like that, right? So that's the only time they ever do anything. So it's crazy. And they basically said that, like, you know, on the set for the whole 3 shows, like the 3 live streams, he said there's like over 20 songs that they've never played since they recorded them. So like,
oh wow.
so
I always
like,
find that so weird when bands like refuse to play certain songs.
I know.
I'm like,
well,
why do you put it on your album?
But if you don't practice it, I think there's a lot of things it could be, right? Like it could be like the tuning and the, like there could be a lot of that kind of stuff, and I don't know.
But to me, it's like, then don't put it on your album. If it's a song you're never gonna play live, I don't care how bad the album is. There's a song on that bad album that somebody's gonna love and connect with, and like they go to a live show and that song's never been played live, and they're like, "This is my favorite whatever band song," and it's never been played. I'm like, well, it kind of ruins the album in a way. Like, I don't know.
It's funny that you say that, because the first live stream I tuned in for them for was for Boats, for Based on a True Story, and one of my favorite songs on that album is called The World, and I never understood that even when they were touring off that album, they never played it, and I thought it was so catchy, and I'm like, why do these guys not play this song? It seems like such an obvious choice to play.
Right. And that's what I mean, right? Like,
I found out on the live stream why they don't, and it's because it was the song that the label forced them to make, because they wanted like a super poppy punk like hit song
radio
or
friendly.
whatever. So like they basically wrote a song as if they were trying to write a song for the radio, and that's what they got, but they hated it. And then like they recorded it, and then the label didn't like it, so then they sent it to like this like pop producer to like mix it and like and like kind of do the rest of it or whatever, and they hated it so much that they've never played it live.
That's so strange to me, though.
But it was awesome. Like they played it, and I was like, oh fuck, that was so satisfying.
See, but like, okay, now you're a hardcore fan of them, and that's one of your favorite tracks by them. Like, that's strange to me, right?
I know. It's crazy.
And that's what I mean, is like, there's so many bands, right? Like Blink-182, for instance, right? Like, I've completely fallen off them completely. They were my favorite band all through my teenage years, most of my 20s. But I would go see them live if they played all the songs they never play.
Yeah, I know.
I could never hear like all the small things again for the rest of my life, and I'd be all impacted by that. But if they played like a bunch of rare B-sides and like songs they don't play live generally, I would pay for that tour.
Me too. It sucks when they do those little medleys, you know, where they put like 10 awesome deep cuts into one like 2-minute song, and you're just like, oh, fuck you. Like, can't you put all the singles in that one and then put all
Exactly. It's like there's so many bands that like just play their singles live, and I'm like, I don't want to hear these songs. I've heard these songs 1,000 times.
25 singles, so it's like you have a whole set list of singles.
Exactly.
I'm
it's
the
like,
same as you. If I never hear fucking What's My Age Again, or I'm not saying I don't like them, but I'm just like live, especially, I'm fucking good. Like I'm good. Like I don't need to hear Rock Show again live.
No.
I'm beyond good. Especially now, they sound not good anymore. So
no, they sound terrible.
They sound bad.
I just saw a snippet of them playing like I think one of the last live shows.
I heard radio. Was that the one you saw?
Yeah,
they were playing Rock Show, right? Is that this video?
It was awful.
It was horrible. I didn't even.
They sounded.
I was like, nope.
Abysmal. Even Mark's voice, who I normally thought Mark had an okay voice,
his voice
not anymore.
Bad. That's what turned me off. I was like, okay, I can handle old and slow, but I can't his voice.
But the best part of that video. The best part of that video was Travis was still fucking just hammering on those drums.
I know.
And he's playing with every inch, all his ability. He's playing, and those guys are just phoning it in.
Yeah, I know. It's too bad.
It is bad.
Talk about Blink because it'll depress me.
See, I'm over it to the point where like I don't even care if they broke up tomorrow. Wouldn't bother me in the least. Like I think they're so over. They should have stayed broken up after subtitled.
Yeah, I know we're not on the same page. Like I love California. Like they could honestly, if they just gave me California like over and over again from now on and just stop trying in that regard, I would be way better off than what we got. I hate 9. Like I hate it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It's really, really
bad.
But
it's the same as Newfound Glory, right? Like
totally. Newfound Glory sucks, and I hate to say it, but it's like, you
Their
know,
last 2 or 3 albums were terrible.
since Steve left the band, and I
Yeah,
understand,
that's the
like, I'm
problem.
glad he's gone because what he's like for being accused of, you know, fucking child, fucking inappropriate shit or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
fortunately, that guy was their writer, so like, they
lost.
really lost a
Yeah,
lot on that one.
yeah, and I mean, to me though, that should have been the end of the band.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to, I guess though, like Newfound Glory is one of those bands that like will put out a new album and will
Yeah.
tour off it and play one song off of it and play all hits. So in that regard, I like Newfound Glory because of the fact that they know what their fans want and they don't pretend to give them something different. When you go to a Newfound Glory show, you can pretty much predict the set list. There's going to be a couple curveballs kind of thrown in the mix, but you're definitely going to get all your usual singles. Like it's,
but that's depressing to me. See, that's what I mean. Is like,
but the thing is like to me, that's what I like of them. So it's like if I went to a show and I saw them play their whole last album, I would leave.
No, I'm not asking for that, but like I don't know. There's so many bands that I've seen several times, like 3, 4, 5 times. Where if every time I see them, they play the same set list. I wouldn't go see them 4 or 5 times. Like,
yeah.
The reason I enjoy seeing the bands multiple times is to hear different songs.
Yep. Different experiences, right? It's like
exactly. So there's a reason I've only seen Newfound Glory once. There's a reason I've only seen Blink twice. Is because like I don't want to see a single set. You know, I've seen RWP 7 or 8 times because every time I see them, they play their hits, but they also will go off on a binge of playing random songs.
It's funny that you mentioned them of all the bands. I just randomly resparked Clumsy this week for the first time in 20 years.
Good. Yeah, dude.
Really good.
I mean, it was just a band that I've seen probably the most. I think it's probably Our Lady Peace or Motion City Soundtrack. I've seen the
Motion
most.
City's for me. Motion City and Cartel 7 times.
Yeah, I think I've seen Motion City 7 or 8 times too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen most of my Motion City with you. And then I saw them the last time with Kate. We went and saw them in Seattle when they finished, when they did their final tour.
Well, now it's not going to be a final tour if they come back. But
yeah, well, I saw their first final tour.
You seen Justin just releasing an EP, eh?
I did, yeah. I didn't really get into his solo stuff. Did you?
I didn't. No.
Yeah, it was a little too far out for me. It was like a mix of like Motion City and what's that other band he was in that I liked for a bit there? There's another band. The girl.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but
I can't either. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's gonna piss me off now that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I miss Motion City, but I mean, it's another band where their last few albums didn't do anything for me. So it's like,
you know what? Though I wonder how much of that is the. I mean, I'm sure a little bit is the album too, but I think a lot. I do think a lot of it is even just like back to some of the. Some of the pop punk bands that I listened to when I was like going to concerts with you.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands that I got into because I saw them live, and I was like, I love these guys. I want to, you know what I mean? So that's when you get into it, and I feel like without that, sometimes those bands just don't really have the luster.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I miss going to live concerts so much. Like, that's probably the thing I miss most after COVID and everything is I haven't been to a concert since, November 2019?
Yeah, it's been a while for me. I can't even remember who my last one was.
Cool. When they toured in Detroit, that was my last concert, I think.
Yeah. I feel like it was more recent, but I can't really remember.
Like, I have tickets to see Rage Against the Machine on their reunion tour, and, like, it just keeps getting pushed, and it's like, it's never going to happen. I'm not going to be able to go to Detroit and see the show, so just refund the tickets, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Is like, for you especially, because you're right on the border there, right? I guess I'm pretty close too, but I don't really go to Seattle for shows, like, unless I really, really want to see it. Like, Motion City was one of the exceptions. And then I think Fireworks was playing too, so those are like my buddies there for a while, right? Yeah. So like it was like kind of double, like I got to go and see them and Motion City, right? So But like normally, like I remember like Newfound Glory came to Seattle and they were playing with Bayside, I think, and I like almost went, but I was like, nah, that's a pretty far. It's like driving to Toronto for me, basically, right? So it's like,
yeah, it has to be. It would have to be a band that, like I'd really love to go all the way to Toronto to see. I think I seen Jack White last time I went to Toronto to see a band, but yeah, I mean, it would have to be a big show or at least like a festival or something for me to go all the way to Toronto.
Yeah, something to make it worth the while, right? Yeah. And I was just like, and again though, right? Like, you know, the last time that Newfound Glory came around, I wanted to see Bayside pretty bad because I got into them again over the last little bit, but like I knew what I would get with Newfound, so I was like, nah, I don't want to go that far out of the way, right? Like if there was a little bit more of a reason to do it, I might, or if it was on like a weekend, right? But I don't want to like go to a show and then like have to drive home for 4 hours after.
Yeah.
Like on,
yeah,
and have to work the next
day,
right?
Yeah.
All for what I've already seen. Like I've seen Newfound like, you know, 4 or 5 times, right? So it's like I know what I'm getting with Newfound. So, but it's different when it's like back in the day, right? Because it's like when you look at like back when Newfound only had 2 albums, like then it was like that was cool, right? When you like had a less selection to choose from.
Sure. Well, I think too, in the when they only have like 1 or 2 albums out, it's generally smaller shows, smaller venues. The show's better because it's like the hardcore fans. It's a small audience.
Yes, I like small too.
I hate going to an arena show.
Me too.
90% of the time because it sounds like shit.
Yep.
And you have shit seats. You're up in wherever, and like even floor in a big arena. It's like it's not fun at my age anymore. I don't want to get fucking kicked in the head 24 times.
Not me.
Like I'm not 17 anymore. It's not fun.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So yeah, it's it's not the enjoyment that it used to be. My concert going experience is very different in my 30s than it was when I was in my teens. And
that's what I said. Like when we went and seen Tool, they were talking about getting floor seats and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to sit for 4 hours. I can't stand for 4 hours on the floor. My back is going to kill me after 4 hours.
I know. You can always tell the guys who've been doing it for too long. We're always in the back going, oh,
yeah,
my back.
Exactly. Like it's just not happening at this time.
I still like floor. I have a hard time with seats. I remember one time we went and saw Protest the Hero. Kate's really into Protest the Hero. It's like a metal band, right? It's like we're sitting and I fell asleep in a metal show.
That was me during Brand New because not during Brand New, but the band that opened for them. Who was it? I feel like you love them, but I don't at all. My sister really likes them too. I can't think of who it was now.
If you think of it, let me know. I love them.
I will. But everybody was like kind of into them, and I was like not at all into them. During the show.
It's always funny when you can fall asleep at a concert.
Yeah. I was like, wake me up when Brand New hits the stage. I'm good. You know?
I saw Brand New when I was in Vancouver, so yeah, I mean, at least once in Vancouver, maybe twice.
Yeah, they're so good. They're so good live.
Yeah, they are good live. Very good. Probably one of the best live shows I've ever seen.
Same. They'd be in my top 3 or 4 for sure.
Yep.
Which reminds me to say now before this ends, because we only got about 5 minutes before Instagram's going to cut me off.
Yes.
I'm going to do a second episode this next week. Solo. I'm going to count down my top 5 albums of 2020. So yeah, it's gonna be a short list because I mean not a lot came out, right? But I don't know. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pre-record that one. It's not gonna be live. It's just gonna be straight to YouTube. So you can check it for it there. Probably by Tuesday morning it'll be up. But just to give everybody a heads up, if anybody's interested, check it out.
We got to start like making a list of all the shit we have to say at the end. Isn't that like the podcast thing?
Yeah, get these out.
Give us a.
I'll start getting
and a like.
Please bang that like on YouTube.
Bang that button. Oh, bang that bell. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Ring that bell. Ring that bell.
Well,
ring that bell.
I don't know. I mean,
and ring a bell.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative for anybody that goes over to YouTube and subscribes. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, but I mean, I'm not going to push anybody like that every episode. If you can, appreciate it. leave a comment, whatever. That's great.
I
but
agree.
Not pushing you towards that. You do you.
Yeah, you do you. That's right. That's too funny. It's funny because like I watch a couple reviewers, right, and I've noticed a big push as of late. Everybody kind of pushing like, oh, make sure you like and make sure you whatever and whatever, right? And just makes me
I get it. Like
I do too.
If you're making your living off of YouTube, then like you gotta have that viewer count up. You have to have those views up, or you're not making money that week. So I get it. But
I do too. I get it.
I mean, I'm never gonna be that guy where I don't know. I want people to feel the need to do it on their own, and if you enjoy what you get, then great, subscribe, and that's awesome. But
well, the good thing about the comments too is I know you're pretty engaging, right? So it's like if someone leaves a comment, you're most likely to engage. So
absolutely, yeah. Leave a comment, I'll definitely reply. And if anybody wants to like send in questions or anything like that, I have an email, moosemilkmedia@gmail.com. You can throw an email at me and write with me.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to come up with some sort of a format for when WandaVision ends.
Well, the fact is it'll lead right into Captain Falcon.
Perfect. Captain Falcon. And his winter pal.
Yeah, well, winter guys and snowmobiles. I don't know. Whatever they're called.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we can lead right into that. We'll have a week in between where, I don't know, maybe we can, like, rank the Marvel movies or something that week.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Could make our own list.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. That'd be very fun.
Something like that.
Yeah. Fucking A.
I'm gonna try to have 2 episodes a week for the next, like, month or so.
Cool.
I got a couple friends that have agreed to do like a gaming episode where we're gonna count down our like top 10 games of all time.
Nice.
So I got a couple friends that are down for that, and then I think I'm gonna do top 10 movies all time list with another friend. So I think it'll be like probably the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll have 2 episodes a week.
I just want you to know that I appreciate that you're not asking me to do those because I'd go right down that rabbit hole and it'd be a real problem for my time.
Well, that and like your movie watching is like nothing past 2005.
It's true. I'm not really engaged with what's going on if it's not a comic. If it's not, I shouldn't even say if it's not a comic book. If it's not a Marvel movie, I really don't know what the fuck's going on.
And like, I mean, we had this conversation about music too. It's like you're like, I haven't listened to anything in years.
True.
Like,
true.
Well,
I probably listened to more music in 2001 than I have in the last 10 years.
Right.
So got combined. Like, I just don't care. It's just not an interest to me anymore. Like, now I have so much that I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I got enough.
Well, that, I mean, you all your spare time is action figures, right? So, I mean, yeah, your priorities just shifted. You know,
I got to open this guy up tonight.
I can't even see it. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I just want Yoda. Luke's
opening my live?
No, I'm just going to do it after.
I thought you were going to be a classic TikToker and do like an unboxing.
Oh, I do those sometimes, but not when
I'd like to unbox
like that. I would do it I probably will do it when I get my Token Razor or whenever the fuck that is.
Dude, I want to see that.
Me too. I'm so excited. I bought a
second one just
in case. No, I don't know. It was supposed to ship in December, but they're just super behind. So
everything's behind.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, it's getting obnoxious, but I understand why it is. So
me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm understanding of it. Doesn't mean I like it, but I'm understanding of it.
No, I just keep shipping myself movies. Like Amazon's gonna own me. Because I just keep ordering movies, and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. Oh, okay, sure. I haven't seen this. I don't even want to see this movie. I'll order it so I can watch it.
Just so you can watch it.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yesterday, I just said to Kate tonight. So I'm trying to like cut down on my like evening eating. So I usually get baked, and then I'm like, let's find some fucking munchies.
Yeah.
So like I find these really, really help me.
Yeah.
So I just discovered that Amazon sells them for like $2 cheaper than the grocery store does. So my post office worker is gonna fucking hate me pretty soon because I drink like 3 cases a week of this.
This isn't an ad, but if they want to give us some money to talk about how good these are,
he's gonna spend his last 10 seconds. He's gonna hit his last 10 seconds talking about bubbly. Yeah.
We're down to 25 seconds, but I can do a fake ad right now. Bubbly. Bring it. Oh, no. Bubbly. It's tasty and desirable. It makes you want to do things, and it's healthy.
And it makes me not want to eat when I'm stoned. Send me
Dude,
bubbly.
anything that doesn't want to make you eat is perfect for me.
I agree.
All right, 3 seconds. So.